There are many reasons why we stay in bad relationships for too long, even though we know full well that the relationship is toxic to our well being. And here I'm talking about any type of a relationship, even professional. And one of the most common reasons we stay is because of our conviction in the other person's ability to improve on their behavior. That's why we stay. We hope, we have faith that the other person has the capacity to change, has the capability to improve, to be better. And so we are hoping that once they get better, then we can have a good relationship. So the sacrifice is worth it. The wait in the relationship where you're being mistreated or your needs are not being met is worth it, because eventually we believe very strongly that they will improve and we will get the satisfying relationship that we're looking for with the other person. So the reason we stay in toxic relationships is because of potential and our faith in that potential. And so if the person is taking too long according to our own perception, then we start giving them the help that we think they need, the nudge they need to be able to change. We give them the catalyst that we think they need to be able to improve on their behavior. And so we start investing more time. We start being deliberate in the efforts that we put in. We put in money to support this person, to build this person up so they can become the improved version that we need them to be able to have a satisfying, fulfilling relationship with them. We sacrifice a lot of ourselves, we put in the effort, we even take debt to try and build this person up so that they can become the improved version that we want them to be, to have a good relationship. This could take a year, it could take months, it could take years even. So you stop looking after yourself, you stop taking care of yourself, because you need this person to change to be able to have a good relationship with them, not realizing that as you do these things, you're losing yourself. So the person that wanted this other person to change, the version of you that desired for this person to change, to improve themselves, is no longer there the more you try to change them. So as you try to change the other person, as you put efforts, as you sacrifice yourself to change the other person, you yourself, you're changing. And so by the time either you succeed to change that person, you're no longer ready to receive that change because you yourself have changed and you're not even aware of it. And if you don't succeed, then still you lose because you're not the same person. And so what tends to happen, and I see this a lot in practice, is that when you're investing all these things to change the other person, and then you're not getting the results that you're looking for, there's no receptivity on the other side, you feel let down, you feel disappointed, you feel like the other person is being unappreciated, because in your mind you're thinking, how could anyone not want to be communicating well? How could anyone not want to communicate clearly or frequently? How could anyone not want to be reliable or not want to have the capacity to be reliable? And so for you, you can't understand why anyone wouldn't want that. That's the ideal version that you've created in your mind, and you can't imagine any other version, any other way of thinking about a person can be. And so now you're feeling let down, you're feeling unappreciated, you're feeling that the other person is ungrateful, and now you're showing your disappointment to the other person, and the other person doesn't understand why you're disappointed in me. What have I done wrong? You see, you didn't communicate the expectation. You were hinting to the person indirectly. You were giving support to the person indirectly without really telling them what you wanted them to be. And so now those uncommunicated expectations are what have built the resentment in you, because the person has failed without even knowing they were being tested, or without even knowing that they were being supported to become something. And so that now brings a lot of conflict in the relationship. But like I said, the steps you're taking to invest in the other person to change, they're taking you far away from yourself. And so now you're losing yourself by getting consumed in this pursuit that you have to change the other person. And so now you are having sleepless nights. Now your appetite is affected, your level of activity is affected, your energy is affected, your mood is affected. Everything is just not working in your life. And you try to blame the other person for being ungrateful, but even you know that that can't stick because they didn't ask for it. And a lot of people are going through this. When you start on a path to change another person, it is more likely that you will change yourself without knowing it. You'll actually lose your sense of identity without knowing it by trying to change another person. The only person that you can change is yourself. The only person that you should be trying to change is yourself, not another person. Because 99% of the time, you're going to lose in that pursuit. And the thing that you're going to lose is your precious self, your identity.